Wallabies and Ireland goes down to the final kick of the game. And it's a miss from the Wallabies, which sees Irish hearts a fluttering. 33 points to 31. The Irish get the job done. Goal kicking. How quality or how important is it to have a quality goal kicker in Test match rugby? The Wallabies had more shots at goal. 3 from 7, and the Wallabies were 4 from 5. I'm going to keep this one pretty quick because it's like 12:30. That's midnight. I've started this video like 5 times and I just can't get it right. So let's just summarize the points real quick and I'll go to bed and then watch more rugby tomorrow morning. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan to me. Key points for mine. For the Wallabies, you missed your goals for certain. That's obviously a negative. Sometimes that just happens. I'm an All Blacks fan and look what happened at the last World Cup final. Sometimes you miss your goals and it costs you the match. That is the case here. Your discipline was also really bad. Like the penalty count comes out at 12-10 against the Wallabies, but that sure as heck doesn't include all the advantages. If you added up every time the referee blew an advantage against the Wallabies, it would be a lot more. They only ended up with 1 yellow card, but honestly could have had more. I get that the Wallabies like the line speed and they like to compete at the breakdown. They have some of the best turnover merchants in the game, but sometimes you need to play to the ref, and if you keep getting pinged and pinged and pinged, you need to give it a rest. You need to back off. And I honestly feel like the failure to adapt to the referee's interpretations, or sometimes just going for those ones that are maybe a 50-50, was a bit costly. But they still had some hella promising things in this game. Like Ireland is no slouch of a team. It's the 3rd team in the world. To score as early as they did, and they score tries through the backs, right? There's a big difference between the teams, right? Peach is a back, Campbell's a back, Lonergan and McDermott are all backs. They've only got one try cannon through the forwards, whereas the Irish, Prendergast, that's Keane, Josh van der Fleer, and Clarkson, so 3 of their 5 tries are coming through the forwards. It's a slight difference in the way the teams are playing, right? I thought the Aussie midfields looked like guns. If you're going to play Carter Gordon, who did get injured, the injury toll was kind of messy. Brian Lonergan, Carter Gordon, Lockman, like a few guys battered and bruised, HIAs or injuries or whatever in this game. Really unfortunate. But if you're going to play Carter Gordon at 10, you need him to be running. I thought when he was running, he looked good. Like he helped set up the second try, the Campbell try, really nicely. Initial line break, pop, 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 hands him to Ikitau to Campbell. Really, really thing of beauty stuff from the Wallabies. So the midfield was looking gun. Valentini was getting through some big carries, which was good because I've been critical of him this year for not getting the advantage line carries that he's been getting. I thought that was good. Canham got one from close range. Lonergan got one on a nice support line, which is a little bit of an against the run of play try because the Irish were getting their short game going and Jorgensen kind of picked Sam Prendergast's pocket with an intercept, and he got ran down by McCloskey. Jeez, McCloskey loves running people down. Have you seen the Marcus Smith one from last year? Or from last year from the Six Nations? Go watch that if you haven't seen it. He's a hell of a guy to run down someone in open field, but, Ryan Lonergan at the support line anyway, so still a try. Just the one try in the second half with McDermott with the snipe. So, yeah, lack of points in the second half, lack of discipline, lack of goal kicking, but great looking midfield. Your scrum was looking good, and boy, did you disrupt the Irish lineout. If we switch to Ireland, your lineout on the flip side was shocking. I don't think the stats, like your lineout comes out as 17 from 21, so you're missing, 4? It felt worse than that. It felt worse than that. I don't know if those stats are 100% correct, but that's what it is initially after the close of the game. Yeah, your line-out was really poor last year, and it was a real work on, and then in the Six Nations, it was quite good. But it feels like it took a step back. Hopefully, this is just a blip, because your line-out was definitely a weakness. Your goal kicking, on the other hand, was really on song, and I feel like Ireland did very well to get those 5-meter taps and get those mauls going when they could win the lineouts. They're a really efficient team in that area. They certainly blew a few more tries, like they had a lot more 22 entries than the Wallabies had. Like there was one that James Ryan got pinged for a bit of an obstruction. But yeah, they got tries through Prendergast. That's a nice close range one. Josh van der Fleer's one from Sheehan with this the 5-meter tap. He just holds the ball long enough to effortlessly give it to van der Fleer, who bursts over. Like that's It looks effortless, but it's not. That's skills from that guy. Gibson Park gets one. I've written 41, but that was actually at the end of the first half. And that one was a good bit of, I think, Irish confidence to be on, under a bit of pressure. You're in your own half. You've got a scrum. Usually you just kick exit, but they didn't. They ran it, and they managed to finish it off with Conan with the pop ball to Gibson Park. But there was a lot of nice passing in the build. That one, like Furlong, I think, had a touch. And there was a lot of good hands, which was really pleasing. The Irish commentary team, the Aussie commentary team did not like that try at all. They were, at least Morgan Turinui, was having kittens about how forward he thought the final ball was. I've seen a lot of forward passes given this year, so it didn't surprise me too much. It's, those are the kind of tries that you see given, but he was livid. I don't know what the Irish commentary was like. You have to let me know, but the Aussie commentators did not like that one in the slightest. But yeah, 24-19 at halftime. That final try from the Irish in the first half is a good one because they were behind fairly substantially. It's a 24-12. It's not as nice to go into the sheds as 24-19. But then Keenan gets one in the second half, so they're either side of halftime. I feel like that's a key one for the Irish. But then the McDermott one from the nice snipe as the Aussie scrum was getting on top, got them back in the lead. We had multiple lead changes. And then the Clarkson one really late on. Another very close range one. And kind of, the Wallabies are going to go down to 14 men because they get a yellow card for way too many penalties conceded. So, yeah, I think that's kind of the story of the game in a bit of a nutshell. I think both teams have things to work on, but I think both teams showed some areas where they're looking pretty strong. Some stats for you. The possession and territory, positions even, but the territory is 56-44 to the Irish. The penalty count, like I said, is 12-10, but that doesn't feel right. The Aussie lineout was 11 from 12, whereas the Irish was 17 from 21, which again, I don't think quite feels right. But initially, that's what the stats give it. Sometimes they sweep them afterwards and it'll change, but it might not. The clean breaks is one that's 11-3 to the Wallabies. I feel like they missed a fair few chances. I've kind of glossed over that a bit. Like Suoli had a big line break, isolated, nothing came from it. They had a couple of passes, men out wide, the pass either goes into touch or it's too high or whatever. Those missed chances. The Irish had some close range ones. 5 meter line out. They lose the line out. They miss the chance. As I said, the maul gets going, but Sheehan peels off. James Ryan's in front of him. He bumps into Valentini. Missed chance. So both sides missed those chances, which in the next week they would certainly like to be cleaning up. And then the Wallabies, man, the goal kicking. I don't mean to go on about it, but it was a bit dumb for Aki to give away the final penalty, but Donaldson, tough kick. He'd missed one earlier, left. This one he overcompensates a bit right. And he missed it. Some individuals, Jorgensen, 6 defenders beaten. Valentini, 6 defenders beaten. Suoli, 5 defenders beaten. These are all very encouraging. McCloskey, also 5 defenders beaten. So some very, very good numbers on attack. Van der Fleer, 19 tackles and his try. Harry Wilson had like 21 tackles. Sam Prendergast still missed a few tackles, like 6, but boy, did he kick his goals, apart from the one. So, yeah. Well done to Ireland. You win it in a nail-biter. I'm going to go to bed because it's late and my wife is waiting for me to go to bed because I'm noisy when I'm talking about rugby to you all. So, yeah, going to go do that. I hope you guys are all good. I'll see you in the morning because I'm going to watch a bunch more rugby. I'll try to avoid spoilers. You guys take care and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.